These videos are educational in nature and meant to help 21 and over adult smokers switch to a healthier alternative. Welcome back to the channel, folks. I am Matt. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to check out the Novo 5 kit from Smok. Yes, we have a new Novo. Obviously, there's a bunch of variations, the 2X, the 2C, but they have also been doing the Novo, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we are on 5. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So inside you will of course get a manual and some paperwork. You'll then get your device. This is the carbon fiber version. Then you get a USB-C cable and a second pod. All right, so here is the device. Built-in 900 milliamp hour battery made out of what feels like zinc alloy. So on this side you do have some carbon fiber or faux carbon fiber, although it has that carbon fibery texture. And then you have some stitching and it says Novo 5. On the bottom there is your USB-C port. Then on the face, you have a control button, your screen, a fire button, and airflow control. Then you have your pod. So let's go ahead and pull that out now. Now, both of the pods you're going to get are the exact same. They are a 0.7 ohm mesh pod. And they kind of remind me, as far as vape quality goes, of like the U pods from Geek Vape. That wider mouthpiece, it's more of a loose MTL draw with these, and it's got that same kind of performance. Very nice flavor on these. 2 ml capacity. To fill it up, you just break it open like so. And I'm going to use some Salty from the Gourmet Collection, unsalted in 12 milligram. And you fill up right inside there. And when done, you can put a couple drops down the center just to speed up the wicking. But don't be surprised if your first few vapes are slightly gurgly if you do that. Now let's put the cap on. And there's at the bottom of that pod, looks like contacts. And these things are pretty damn leak resistant because of the airflow path that it takes. And they will go in either way. And they just click into place like so. No movement whatsoever once those are installed. Let's go ahead and turn it on with 5 clicks. And you can see right here on the screen, you have your battery bar, your percentage, your wattage, your ohm load, and a puff counter. Now, if you want to adjust that wattage, you go 1, 2, 3. It's now blinking, and it goes in 1 watt increments, all the way up to 30 watts, and then we'll round robin to 5 watts. The puff counter down there resets itself once you turn the device off and back on. Now, something else that's cool is you can disable this button if you want to just use it in draw activation mode. You go 1, 2, 3, air fire only. Now this button is deactivated. 1, 2, 3, reactivates the button. And there's a look at that airflow control wheel. Pardon my fingers, they're even worse than normal. If you saw my short from yesterday, I was, playing with an old mech mod and I kind of cut them up on the threads. Anyway, so you got this airflow control wheel right here and you can dial it all the way down like so, or all the way open like so. All right, I think that's all the way open. Yep. All right, so good amount of tension on that airflow control wheel. But obviously when you're going to vape this, you don't want to hold it like this and block up your airflow. There's one more look at that mouthpiece, by the way. And that's basically it, guys. 900 milliamp hour, Novo 5, adjustable wattage, adjustable airflow, puff counter, all that jazz. Here's a look at the one I've been using. This is the brown leather, I believe they're calling it. Very nice looking as well. Here's a look at it next to the Smok Pro Pod, which takes the Novo 2 style pods. Taller, but not as girthy. All right, guys, that is it for the up close. Let's go ahead and go up top, vape these, and talk about them a little more. All right, so here's the Novo 5. Remember, I have 12 milligram inside. We're gonna start out with the airflow all the way open, see what kind of restricted direct lung hit draw we get. 20 watts, like I said, 12 milligram, here we go. I started MTLing that, but I'll do a full direct lung now. It was just habit. But yeah, it's like a tighter restricted lung hit. I definitely wouldn't use 12 milligram if I was using this for restricted lung hits, but even at 20 watts, it's pretty warm. Tight restricted lung hit would be great for 6 milligram in my opinion. Like a 70 VG 6 milligram liquid will be great if you want to use direct lung in this device. Now I'm gonna turn the wattage down and I like it around 16 watts for mouth to lung. And then I'm gonna close my airflow all the way down. So it looks like it's completely closed. Here we go. mouth to lung draw activation. I would call that a medium to loose MTL draw. So those folks that like a super tight MTL draw, this is not for them. Like I said in the up close, I would compare the vape off of this more to like the U series pods, Sonder U, Obelisk U, stuff like that. Loose MTL, kind of a wider mouthpiece, but a lot of folks like to vape like that. I wish I could get the airflow a little bit tighter, but again, I'm not everyone. Flavor's fantastic on these pods though, and I get a nice throat hit with this 12 milligram. It's really nice if you like that medium to loose MTL. So that brings us into pros and cons. It doesn't give you a medium MTL or a tight MTL draw in my opinion. And that's the way I like to vape a lot of times with the pod system, is a medium mouth to lung draw. Now, if you watch my recent review on the Novo 2C, that thing gives the perfect draw for me for mouth to lung. But for this device, I really think it's better for those folks that like that looser MTL draw or a tight restricted lung hit. Yeah, as far as any other cons go, there's not much. You know, on this carbon fiber one, the stitching looks a little bit crooked. On the others that I've opened though, it looks fine. I don't know if maybe it's just with this material, it's harder to stitch into. Like on this one, the stitching looks perfect. So, you know, I'm nitpicking there. Going into pros, like I said, fantastic vape quality off these 0.7 ohm pods. I don't know if they're going to be bringing out other pods for this system, but I'm assuming they will. But as far as the 0.7 ohm goes, really, really nice flavor off of these. Top fill, which is nice. I have not had any leaking issues. I've been using this one straight for about the last, 5 or 6 days now, I would say. No leaking issues at all on that pod. The airflow control works well within reason. Like I said, it works good if you want between, you know, a medium to tight restricted lung hit and a medium loose MTL draw. It works great in there. So it is operable. It just doesn't get as tight as I wish it did. Big plus, it has a screen with a puff counter. That is very important for a lot of people that are trying to regulate how often they vape. Button works great. Love that you can deactivate the button as well. Build quality is nice. Feels good in the hand. And it's just a nice vape experience if you like to vape in the way I explained. Yeah, so I think that's it, guys. Not much else to cover. I hope this review was helpful for you. That about wraps it up. Until next time, thanks for watching.